So what up, nerds? So on my wagon a few years ago, I had a buddy of mine put on an exhaust, and in doing that, one of the clamps of the exhaust got a little too close to the gas tank, put a hole in it. Ever since then, I've had to patch the gas tank every couple of years. This is what I'm using this year. It's JB Weld Steel Stick. Now they actually make a fuel tank sealer, but I've used the steel stick before, and that's what Walmart had, so that's what I'm putting on it. And it says, you know, great for automotive and machine parts, fuel tanks, exhaust systems, plumbing, strip beds, rust damage, and household repairs. Mainly because it says fuel tanks is why I'm going to use it. So let me show you what I got going on. There's the exhaust, and then that's the fuel tank, and then there's my little buddy. What I'm going to do is pop that off. You're going to see a tiny little hole. So this is the steel stick out of the package. It has these little caps on it, and it's kind of like loose feeling, like wobbly. So I'm going to take off about half of it, I think. And you just wad the crap out of it. I mean, you just really wad it up. And then I'm gonna wad it up for a minute until it's all one color, and then pop off the stuff on the gas tank. It should pop off pretty easy. And then just jam this on there. And it should just adhere to it pretty well. I might wipe the tank down for a second, but I wanna do it pretty quick because it drips pretty well. So let me get started. All right, so what I brought with me are some blue paper towels from the gas station, a little bit of brake clean to try and clean up the gas tank a little bit. Of course, the JB, I'm not even gonna use any tools for this. I'm just gonna try and wad it up. Usually they say to cut this. I'm not. I'm just gonna peel out what I need. Take this, this stuff smells, by the way. It smells bad. So take out what I need, wrap up what I'm not using, and then you just wad it up. And you just wad it up in your hands. And this stuff gets nasty, dude. And if you break it apart, you can still see that it's two colors inside, so that means that you really have to mush the crap out of this. Because it's like 90 out, it's probably gonna set up a lot quicker, so let's this is starting to mix. This is starting to mix really well. So let's ooh, dropped it on my pants. Let's go ahead and get you into position. Get this into position. I have my JB mixed up. I'm gonna try and grab this and just, oh, it's on there. Oh, that shit is on there. I shouldn't have mixed up the new stuff yet. Usually this shit just pops out, you know? Almost did really good the last time I put this on there. It's probably been a couple of years at this point. There we go. There it comes. Whew. Getting to it now. Yeah, so it's worse than it used to be. But I guess still better than it was. So I'm gonna try and, my steel stick's already hard. It's seeping through it. This is really bad, brother. Man, this stuff is just getting obliterated by the fuel. I may need to go get that other shit I was talking about. So things ended up escalating yesterday. I ended up having to remove the gas tank out of this. This started off as a hole, I don't know, probably the end of this. Well, it's smaller than that. It was I don't know, a small hole. It was a very small hole. I just kind of poked around at it. I was trying to find a spot where it stopped being soft, and I ended up with like a M12 tap going in. So now this kind of tightens up in there. You know, I made some M12 threads. I don't really know what they're tightening up against, but it's got to be probably the sides and not necessarily the bottom and the top. This is gonna have to get changed, so that's my long-term thing, is gonna be changing this. So what I'm gonna do in the meantime is just try and clean this up as best I can with some brake cleaner and some towels. I might sand the plastic a little bit, like jam something in here, sand the plastics a little bit, or scrub it. And then, not so much here, but definitely right here, I've got some of the tank weld that's fuel resistant. So I'm gonna jam that in there and then jam that bolt through it and hope that it all seals up. So I just need it to last a little while. Got a dusting of brake cleaner going on. Oh, and this is kind of gross. I gotta put gloves back on. I got a chemical burn from, I don't know if it's fuel proof or whatever, but it looks a lot like the steel stick, but I know it works a little bit better. Here, maybe that's what I'll do. I'll just, you know, Play-Doh it in there and then twist it down and in at the same time. So it feels like it's doing something there. I'll just, you know, Count of Monte Cristo that shit right there. Now if this doesn't work, I'm gonna have to try and locate another tank for this. I wouldn't even know where to start. I'm telling you, that last patch that I had on there, that lasted probably 3 or 4 years, and I just patched it here in the driveway. All right, well, let's see if this, ooh, that's a little heavy. There's quite some gas left in there. What I'm gonna do is leave it like this for a minute as all that gas kind of settles to that side. Gonna go try and find a tube to fix this, which is for the rollover burp vent, like here. I'll come back to this. Okay, so right in here, it must be very thin somewhere. I guess where the white part is showing. So it is not even like leaking, but it is seeping or weeping or something. It's eepy. So anyway, I'll take the rest of this and just plant it on the face in here, and we'll go from there. I didn't really want to get that other part soaked, but here we are. Let's give that a few minutes and then we'll see what it looks like. A broken air filler tool, you know, and I used it to check some of my fuel injectors a while back. So I cut a piece of this hose off and put it on there. High pressure air hose. It'll last for a while, hopefully. It fit perfectly. So, you know what, 1/4 inch hose. Fit perfectly on the end of a fuel injector and on the vent tube on this SRT4 gas tank. Okay, so adding all of this seems to have done the trick. I don't know exactly where this puncture is, but I'm not going to worry about it for today. This is going to get me through the weekend, and then I absolutely have to get a new gas tank for this. My usual fun game of like, how long will this temporary repair last is not fun when it comes to gasoline. For one, it's expensive, and two, it's really dangerous. You know, I I know I'm gonna die someday. I don't want to die on fire in this fucking wagon. So anyway, I'm gonna try and put this back in the car, hook everything back up, put the gasoline that I managed to save back in it, and we'll go from there. Alright, so I've already done this a handful of times. I gotta just check the car up, disconnect the fuel pump wiring, take out the 2 bolts, let the car back down, and we'll take the gas tank out. Now luckily it's not full of fuel this time, so I don't have to like fight it a bunch, but I do gotta take it apart, so I've been putting this off because I don't want to do it, but let's go ahead and get it apart and we'll get it done. Okay, so this is the old tank I pulled out, and there is my new tank, and they look absolutely the same, except that where I patched it, leaked out on my gas, and then this other tank still has the metal shields on it, which sometimes rattle around and make a lot of noise. There we go. Broke it. I can get one off. I just gotta break this other one. There we go. I don't have a big flat head or anything, so I'm just... There we go. Wow. This is still clipped. So I'm changing this out, but I don't think that I need to. I believe that these pumps are the same, but I don't know how long this other pump's been sitting. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull this one out. Well, so what I just did is I used this screwdriver as what I had, and I just bumped the pump a couple times, and it does not want to come out of there, but there it goes. Oh yeah, this pump has seen better days. There we go. Oh yeah, this looks a million times better. There's still some fuel in there. So I've never done one of these. And I've always hated doing fuel pumps. They've always frustrated me to death. There we go. I don't even know what it did different. I guess I guided it some, but maneuver this one up. There we go. There we go. It's looking promising. Oh yeah, that's right where it needs to be. Alright, now one. All right, cool. I got it positioned. And I got a standard neon or SRT4 or whatever. It'll have two of these, where this car only had one. Realistically, this is kind of all it needed. Yeah, this is really tight right there. Alright, where's that piece? That there. I have that there. This right around, go up. Caught right there. Come on. Was this? Kind of doing this blind. Fuck. Oh man, no. Well, it's free-ish. That's not where that needs to be. Was it facing the other way? Was that? God dang it. Back off. You out at least that much. Back up there. Fuck. God! Regular old Ship of Theseus right here. The Ship of Theseus is like a, I think it's a Greek mythology thing, but you just have a ship, and the ship is built, and then you just keep working on it, and you keep fixing it and repairing it, and obviously replacing pieces that are broken, and eventually it's still the same ship. It's still, the Ship of Theseus or whatever, but all of the pieces have been replaced at some point. So at what point did it stop being the old ship, and when did it start being a new ship? I mean, it's still named the Ship of Theseus, but is it still quote-unquote the same ship? So anyway, this car has been through so much, and I've done so much to it that, I mean, yeah, like the swap was all done at one point, but I've had to do research on it and figure out, I'll talk to Brian, figure out what was done, fix stuff on it, fix stuff that had been repaired over time, and it's like my own personal Ship of Theseus. So okay, so I got the gas tank done, I got the fuel pump in the new tank, and the reason that the car was actually parked was because the brakes were dragging, and the brakes were dragging on the right front when I would hit the brakes kind of hard. Now I know that the right brake would usually drag a little bit more than the left front brake. I was talking to my wife and I was like, honey, I don't remember the last time I did the hoses on this. I don't remember the last time I did rotors on this. It had been a very long time since I've done any of that. So I'm gonna go ahead and take care of that now. I bought new pads, new rotors, I bought front hoses. So I'm gonna do that. I have a funny way of bleeding brakes. You can do it using a jar. Specifically, I use a pickle jar because it's glass. It's rather sturdy, and just a clear hose that fits over the bleeder line. I'll show you how to do that. I'm bad to the moon, baby. put regular sockets on an impact gun. I'm gonna pull sneaky on you. Oh, it's got SRT4 brakes, baby! So hopefully you can see that some, but it's got, you know, the turbo brakes. Now, these came on PT Cruisers and SRT4s. Specifically, these are from an SRT4. This whole car was swapped with parts from an SRT4 that was wrecked at 29,000 miles. And all of the parts on this car have about 140 on them now. I don't remember ever doing the rotors. You can see they're scoring on the outside pad at this point. So the outside pad is donezo. Inside pad, I mean, it still feels okay. It currently has PT struts and springs up front, which kind of lifts the front up a little bit. I'm not a big fan of it. And it's got these big 15 mil spacers so that I can use turbo dodge wheels and tires. But I'm not, like I said, I'm not a big fan of it. I don't like how far it pushes the front wheels out. So, I mean, if it looked the same on the back, I would be fine with it, but it doesn't. 12 there. 12 there. Comes apart pretty nicely. So that's cool. Alright. Outer pad? Oh yeah, I got everything out of that one. Inner pad? Woo! Lots of meat left. So that indicates to me that is either a sticking caliper, sticking pad, which I don't really see, or a sticking caliper, or the hose is bad. So one way to figure that out, take your pad, stay it on there, and try and close it up. So I'm using the thinnest pad. I'm gonna just twist it some. Now it's just going in nice as can be. It doesn't feel like there's anything wrong. This feels fine, and I don't like that. I'm gonna probably replace the hose anyway. If there was an issue with the caliper, it would have felt resistance, and if there was an issue with the hose, I would have felt a lot of resistance. But just went in. That's right, I did the pads on this once before. I had these apart and it was probably either in the spring or last fall. I don't remember. I know I did the pads on this on my old channel. Now I'm thinking about it. Maybe it was last summer. I do remember getting upset that I couldn't find this. I lost one of these little clips. I modified this clip with an angle grinder to match this one because it's all I had. And the new clip is not the same size as the old clip. It's different. I'll see what the new ones look like. It'd be cool if I got the right clips. I don't even know what pads I bought. Like this. How out of it I am with this. Well, what magnet did we get today? Collector Series Lincoln's Chevy built with Rock Auto parts. Lincoln, I got your Chevy. Anyway. Oh, I got some CarQuest pads. So I got Advanced Auto pads. I forgot what I even ordered. Oh, no hardware. Sick. That sucks. There's something about these brake hoses that they make for fucking Neons that is wrong on every single one I get. This piece here is indexed incorrectly in every single fucking hose I buy. That's an aftermarket hose. They're all indexed wrong. This little block has to fit on here. If you can see this block, the way it's made, it's It's not made the same way. These are 90 degrees off, but it's been every hose I've ever bought has been 90 degrees off. All right, so the fitting came loose. Now here's the thing. Even though I got the fitting out, you gotta be careful because it could be bonded to the line. Now, this one's not. It seems like it's twisting okay. And here's the thing, like I don't mind the brake fluid coming out of here. I want it to come out. I want the fluid to come out because it's going to lubricate everything as it comes apart. Copper crush washers that come with your new brake lines are not always as good as the ones that came with what you got. So, if possible, you know, keep on to these ones. You definitely, that's interesting. That one's stuck on there. It doesn't fit. I gotta go take an angle grinder to this. It's not a lot, but you definitely have to shape it down some. So, I ended up with some Wagner rotors, and they were painted rotors. That's kind of cool, right? Like, it's nice. You know, they look good. All right, I'll put this back on. Wait. All my wheels keep my brakes hidden. I'm gonna scrub these up just a little bit. They don't look good, but we'll you know, do it up some. This sucks. I hate dealing with this crap. I hate dealing with brakes. I'm gonna go get some grease. I'm gonna take a little bit of this grease I got and on here, and then the same spots down here. Make sure that there's not too much hanging on. And yeah, hopefully it keeps them sliding a little bit better. So there's that. I don't want that on there too tightly. All right, now, forgot to open the bleeder, so hopefully you'll see fluid this time. All right, I've topped it up. I'm gonna leave it closed for a couple pumps. Come open it, pump the fuck out of it. Closed, it felt okay. So let's see what we get with it open. Ooh, there's fluid. That looks like chocolate milk. Oh boy. Well, let's put the pump. All right. 5 pushes took it down about halfway. So Let's remember that. Now that tube I'm using over there isn't sealing 100%. It's pretty good. It's not perfect. So, of course, there's going to be like, you know, residual air bubbles on here, but I think we've mostly got it. Now I just got to do the same thing on the other side. So I'm gonna go ahead and just do the other side. I don't think I'm gonna film it unless something catastrophic happens, because I want to get it done. I want to drive the car. It's been a couple weeks now. I will say, don't forget, if you're buying cheap brake hoses for your SRT4 or your Neon, you need an angle grinder too, or sanding paper, or you and your buddy could just drive it down the road and grind it against the ground. I've done that before to sand things. So, yeah, I'll be right back. Not yesterday, the day before, I did these pads, did the rotor, bled it using my bleeder system. I bled that side again, and dude, I just did all that talking without this. I did the start without it. Oh man. Well, it runs, right? I had the I'd had the fuel hose disconnected because the other day I had a long day and my ADHD medication wore off. I'm on ADHD medication because I've had ADHD my whole life, and I was treating it with alcohol, and when I quit drinking 3.5 years ago, it got a lot worse. So anyway, yeah, I left the fuel hose disconnected at the gas tank so that it didn't help anything. So anyway, the car started, I put my foot on the brake, and when I like press, I feel it brakes really well, and then it sinks. So that means that there's a leak somewhere. So now I gotta find the leak. Either there's a leak or, you know, something else is going on. Or it might be leaking where the hose goes together on this side. So I'm gonna tighten that up a little bit, and I'm gonna bleed them again with my pickle jar. When you're bleeding your brakes, as you unthread your bleeder valve, the bleeder itself is tapered. So not only is the air going to come out of the bleeder top, it's also going to come out of the edges of the screws. It's definitely better if you have people with you, or if you have like a pressure bleeder, which I have, I just don't know where it is. But, you know, doing the pickle jar is definitely like a good number 2, you know, like, option. Like, actually, I'd probably put it number 3. Number 1, I would probably put like a regular old you and somebody else, but you're doing a lot of yelling. Number 2, I'd probably do speed bleeders. Well, pressure bleeder, speed bleeder, and then, you know, doing the fluid through this method. I hope it's focusing on me, I don't know. Is it? Anyway, I had a weird thing happen that doesn't usually happen. I swore that this was larger, and I just took it as a fact. I didn't measure it. I didn't think about it. I just did, you know? So this is H&R 162555716. If you look that part number up, so it's 5x100 and 5x112 with a 57.1 center bore, which is you know, what Neons are, what Volkswagens are, some other cars. So I wasn't sure how much it was and how much of a spacer I had to use. Now, I remember one time I went to go get wheels, or I was changing up my wheels, and I was like, I'm gonna put these Daytona crab wheels on this car, which is a funny design. I like them because they're, you know, crabs. I'm from Maryland originally, so I like all things crab because, you know, that's what Maryland is. And I don't know, I guess I didn't take into account the fact that I had, you know, SRT4 brakes instead of Daytona brakes. I don't know how well you're gonna be able to see this, but this is in the inches side. I have it clamped at the 1 inch mark. And if we put it on here, it goes, there we got it. You can kind of see, it's right about at the 5/16 mark, which is just about 8 millimeters, you know. So there's some of the issue. So anyway, what I was saying was years ago, quite a few years ago, I had a good friend, Mario. I still have my friend Mario. Mario helped me out. He did a lot of work on this for me at one point. But I think I either had done the brakes or I had like more fresh calipers on it at that point. I went to his shop, I went to put crabs on this, and they wouldn't fit. So I put 2 of the old wheels on the front, I drove it home, and I ended up stacking spacers to make it fit, and I measured them at that time, and I needed 13 millimeters of spacers to clear the SRT4 brakes. So with this 8 millimeter spacer, I'm gonna need 5 more millimeters. So don't do what I'm about to do. But I bought some really thick washers yesterday, and this should get us about 5 millimeters. Now, with all that grinding I did, there's a lot of space in there, so I might be able to take out one of them. Let's take out one. All right. Let's see how many we get. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It literally just needed any sort of fucking space. God, I could have went with a smaller washer, but we're here now. So anyway, yeah. Yep, that's where all the paint came from on there. Because I had really ground on these brakes for a while. And then didn't work, so I repainted both front calipers and then put it back together. And that's when I got the idea first to put on the K-car stuff. But a lot of K-car stuff doesn't have the spot to put on ABS wheel sensor. I didn't lose the shop. I got the car done. Ship of Theseus continues on. There's a lot of junk in here I gotta clean out, mainly my tools. Although I should probably keep some in here for the trip. I guess I'm gonna formulate a plan for this to make these, make all of this not suck as much, and I would like to lower it some more. Mainly because it looks really sick in the back, especially with all my tools in it, but it's kind of lacking in the front. Because it's got PT Cruiser struts up front and PT springs, but I want to lower it some. So we'll see. Anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for helping me continue doing this. Sorry it's been so long since the last video, but you know, my brain didn't work there for a little bit, and then it got really hot in my house, and I had to put a AC unit in right where my computer desk was. So I had to move my computer desk. An arrow a day will make your jack stands go away. Sometimes you gotta put washers behind spacers to make your wheels fit your stupid brakes.